Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to RVDaydream, and more importantly, welcome to Hershey. We're going to try to get this started. This is our industry day for us, so we've got all these units to ourselves pretty much. We're in the Rockwood row. We want to take a look at these products and show you what the floor plans are, even though in just a short amount of time we've got, although these are 2023s, we got 2024s that'll be coming out. But we want to show you what's available now, as these might be currently on dealer lots near you, or you might be able to pick one of these up, new old stock. So let's jump into our first unit. It's going to be a short one, and we'll move down the row.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
So the first one here definitely is got a feature on it that is now with all of the Rockwoods. I want you to know that they've made major changes to the Rockwoods, and that is you're no longer going to see the word Ultralight on the fifth wheels. They're all signatures, and even ours has the signature on our title, believe it or not. Since it is a signature model, you're going to get signature features, and one of those features that is now standard on the later ones, again, you're talking 2022, later 2023, you get your awning protector. You get that awning cover. Some of them have a support whenever you get so long, some of them on the shorter, not so much, but you do have protectors. They do a good job whenever you accidentally brush some trees. So I'm not going to be able to necessarily get to the other side of all of these for the weight, but we're going to try to get this one. This one being a little bit shorter, you can see the dry weight overall on this, 8,106 pounds with a cargo capability of 1,687 pounds. That's with a full freshwater tank. And the length on this is only 28 foot 11 inches, so you're only talking a 30 footer. So whenever we get into these guys that talk about half-ton towable, I don't really care to say that this is half-ton towable, but it could be. You have your standard water filter that comes with all of them. Of course, this one's equipped with a big inverter. That means it has solar on top. And again, you're looking at a shorter model. This is a model 2442BS. We've seen this one before when we were in Vero Beach, and it's a great couples camper. You do have your seating, eating arrangements, and this is very similar to what we currently have. I can tell you they added something that I kind of would like on ours even, and that's this support here. It's an external support to help with the countertop. We have some brackets on ours. It does a good job. I just wish they were a little bit bigger. The kitchen is plenty big enough. Seating across here, I'm sure you could option in theater seating if you'd like. However, this is some sort of theater seating on its own. This folds down. You know how cup holders and chargers, this is very similar to what we have. And Heidi will have to comment on the color, but it's awful light.
It's like it's a beige.
Yeah.
I like it. I love this floor plan. It's cute. It's cozy.
So a lot of things that we keep on forgetting that are great options are like these day-night blinds. We love these on ours. They do exactly what they're supposed to. You can see just really blocking out a lot of the light, and it's very easy. No more accordion with the string through it. You have these, and so far we've done really well living in it full time, not to have destroyed them on any level. Big pantry for how small the unit is. Again, you're looking at the seating here for dining reasons, and Heidi can actually see in that microwave.
Yeah.
Our microwave's a little bit tall.
Yeah, it's nice.
The one thing I want you to show you up front here, most of these units you're going to see a repeat, and that's once you get past these steps, you're going to get a repeat of the bathrooms. This bathroom's similar to, but also different than ours. And they've added the pocket doors, or I should say the sliding barn door. They've done some few changes that's made a difference. Like in ours, we have a frosted style textured glass. I think I prefer that kind of over the clear. It's a little bit harder to keep the clear cleaner, I'm sure. And they did move the toilet over because of this pocket door further than what ours is. Ours is actually in the corner, jammed in the corner here. And that is a little tight, to tell you the truth, but it's doable. We have extra storage that's available, and in this case it's taken up by the pantry on ours, but you still have linen storage, and this is deep. This goes back a ways. I know you can't really see that on camera so well, but not a deal breaker. The sink has got more counter space than ours, and the medicine cabinet I think is a little bit better than ours too. However, we do have an extra medicine cabinet in this corner, which you lose going to this new style bathroom. Other than that, the new style bathroom can be done very well. It's doable. The dresser changed. If you guys remember, I'll set my water down here. Our dresser is a 4-drawer, and it's 2 side by side. This is a little bit lower. We don't have a problem with the window here nor here. It is very similar to this. And then as far as the TV, very similar. Washer dryer for ours is on this side. It looks like that they put the wardrobe over here, and they made the washer dryer prep, if available, which in this case on this model is not. They made it to where your hanging is on this side. Ours is reversed. This setup here is over here. These doors are on this side.
What a nice touch with the drawer.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
Instead of being all open.
Yeah, that is a good point. Looks like set up for a queen size, just like ours. You can't get a king size in here. As far as I know, that hasn't changed. They did put the outlets back a little bit further. I kind of like that. And they do give you outlets that are most likely inverter outlets, meaning that those outlets that are on either side of the bed will power whatever that you have, like a CPAP machine or your phone charger, even with the unit while you're boondocking. I know that's for some that's not a big deal. For us, that is. We do a lot of overnight stays, and we need to be able to boondock. Heidi's pointing out the same thing that I was going to say.
The outlet needs to be put here.
Yeah, the outlet should be
and
on the front.
actually down.
Yeah, it's just whenever you're in bed, your pillows, they fall off the edge of the bed. Your hand knocks your power cord, whatever. We have some flush mounted plates that we mounted on there that have a cord that go to an extension that we just lay on the floor. If you guys are interested in that, I think it's in our store potentially on Amazon. Just use the link in the description. You can go check that out. But the idea is that the plugs are just kind of in the way, but they are there. There's a lot of units that we're going to see in the show at some point that aren't Rockwoods that don't have that feature.
They squared this up.
Yeah, this used to be a rounded front.
Didn't make it very far.
No. This used to be a rounded setup that we have in ours, but they did square this off, and a lot that has to do with that pocket door. So yeah, again, you're going to see the repeat of this on the front a lot. A lot of these units are going to look the same in the front here. But as far as a short one, yeah, this might be something you want to look at. Yeah, they went to a new display panel also.
Nice.
That's very, very nice. All right, so we're skipping one of the units as they work in there right now. They're getting set up for the show themselves. And this one's a bigger one. This one is still under 40 feet. All Rockwood fifth wheels currently are under 40 feet. So you can take that for whatever it's worth. You know, the front storage is very similar to ours. But we want to look at this unit's weight. And in this case, you're 9,583 pounds. And with the cargo carrying capacity of 2,058 pounds. So this one, you're going to be in the neighborhood, obviously, of about 12,000 pounds when it's fully loaded. The thing that I neglect to point out on these units is they keep these things relatively light, and that's because it has the 6-sided all aluminum construction. What we like about that is, of course, we don't have to have a diesel truck, and we don't have a diesel truck. We have a gas truck. Our truck's rated to 15,000 pounds, and with our cargo carrying capacity not having a diesel being 4,000 pounds, these pin weights are only hovering around 1,700 pounds, and they're very easy for us to do. And although they're set up in a lighter weight, again, you're not going to see ultralight on the units anymore. They're all going to say signature. Even up here, it just says signature now. That's not going to say ultralight. The other thing they did was get rid of the champagne color. It's kind of like a tan color, and they're all white units now, like this. You know, of course, there's graphics on there. Some of the strong points of this, you know, the Torflex axles, and then you have your rack and pinion on all the slides except for the smaller. I'm assuming this is a wardrobe slide, so they use the Schwentech, which works very well on a lighter style slide. But when you get into a bed slide's going to require a little bit more, so they put an internal system on that does a really good job. I'm going to go ahead and put this up out of the way. And the pass-through storage on these, I mean, I can show you this. This one looks a little bit smaller than ours, but it's still magnetic latches, heavy doors. And yeah, this one has been reduced to compensate for the wet bay that's on the other side. And what that means is all your stuff comes in underneath, so you don't have really any connections on the outside. What I found with mine, and you might find with yours, is there's extra storage to be had behind these panels. Just be cautious when you're doing that. It's that's a thing that people like to do, like myself, to find more room. This is a 2891BH, and as you can kind of guess, this is a bunk house, and this is very likable. You do have a small love seat here. This will pull out into a bed most likely. This is something as a couples camper I want you to take note of, or at least take heed of. This has a bunk house in it, and if you are a couple that think your kids are, oh, I'm going to buy this because when my grandkids come visit, they got a place to stay, or when my kids come visit me, they can come and stay. Listen, don't buy a unit specifically with space in it to accommodate a guest that may never arrive. I mean, we do that with our parents. You know, we don't visit them as often as we should. Some people do. Some people, you know, really, you know, are really in touch with their family. But I'll be honest, we run into a lot of people that have bought units that are bigger than what they probably really wanted for the fact of their grandkids coming and visit, or their kids, and they never really show up. So now they're hauling around, especially for full-time RVers, every day, this extra space that they may use for storage, which is good, but some of them don't use it for storage, and it's just extra weight that they're hauling down the road. So whenever you're buying and considering, okay, I need this to be a bed to pull out in case somebody comes visit, make sure that person's going to come visit. If not, opt for a better seating arrangement. Like in our case, on ours, not so much in this unit, but in ours, we got theater seating, because we knew that if they really needed to, they could sleep on the couch. You can flip up the armrest and you can sleep there. But we didn't need a bed. And if you need a bed, get an air mattress. That's easier to carry than a 5-foot room with a whole bunch of bedding on it. Just something to take note of. And with that, I'll talk about what you can do as far as bedding in here. But a lot of times, as far, again, being a full-timer, we don't ever do it. And again, that'd be this being a bed and this folding down to be a bed. We don't need that. It's not necessary for us. However, because of this being a bunkhouse, boy, this got a laid out kitchen. This is a large area, and this is a good spot for the kids. Not only that, all I see for me being a couple on the road, this is nothing more for us than storage. I see this as a great opportunity for storage. This is on the rear of the unit. You've got to watch, even with fifth wheels, taking and putting weight in the back. It's not a bad thing. It's just be aware of it. It's just like any kind of trailer loading that you do in hauling. You got to make sure that you load it correctly. Something that's added to this, which we kind of liked on our travel trailer, is these flip-up countertops. Those always come in handy. There's never a day that we can't use an extra little counter space. All right, so moving up into the bedroom area, like I said, this is going to be a little bit different than the ones that we've seen in the past, because this is a wardrobe slide. This is kind of like your other option, and this isn't a bad option. Now the shower is a little bit different, you know, and things are a little tighter. Like me walking through here, I mean, this is a narrow opening, but it does give you the barn door or the garage door style. Again, you have that extra space here. The shower's not bad. I don't know what to tell you about that. You get used to it. It's not horrible. and it's not as small as the smallest corner showers. We lived in our travel trailer for almost 2 years, and this shower served us well, and we still to this day have no problem with it. We like the bigger shower we currently have. Sink, good amount of space. I like that they have these open cubbies in the bathroom for whatever it is that you may be going to that doesn't require you to get into a cabinet. We talk about this all the time. I don't think that it needs to be readdressed, except for people that don't know Rockwood from the first place. And you can see this is all real wood. It's a tongue and groove setup. These are all real wood. This is not any kind of a laminate. This is good linen storage that's available. The nice thing is you can operate with this slide in if you're doing an overnight stay, all except you wouldn't be able to access these drawers. But you could get to most of your clothes, of course, all your linen. You still have the 3 drawers over here. On ours, we just had 1 drawer. It was kind of a step-up thing because it was not a fifth wheel, it was a travel trailer. But the other thing I want to point out is the rooftop air conditioners that they use in a lot of these units. This is pretty quiet. The one that we have in our unit is a different low profile, and it's a little bit louder, but they've done a good job keeping it relatively quiet. And the nice thing, and this is a point I want to talk about, as far as buying a unit and trying to option in 1 or 2 air conditioners, you may want to look at doing 2. And the reason is because when you sleep at night, maybe you don't want all that noise. Maybe you like the white noise, but maybe you don't want that noise. And what 2 air conditioners allows is for you to run this one here, and because of the duct work, there's duct work that runs through the entire unit, and both of these air conditioners are tied into the same duct work. You can run this air conditioner down here at night and just feel the air up top. You could hear this air conditioner a little bit when you run it at night upstairs in the bedroom, but you don't have to have that noise in your ears all night long. The other thing is, whenever you're in the living room and you might have guests over, you might be talking, maybe you're watching a movie, and this air conditioner might be getting a little bit on your nerves. You're trying to hear the TV over it. You can do the exact opposite. You can run that air conditioner up there and it will cool down here. Of course, having the ceiling fan helps out. Remember, those ceiling fans aren't so much for cooling the unit, it's for cooling humans. Anytime you have a fan, it's for cooling humans. You got to remember that. It's for the breeze to be felt by humans. It helps with air circulation, yes, but it's mainly to cool off the human. Heidi's starting to check out some of the cabinets in here.
It'd be perfect for a lazy Susan.
Yeah, might be able to do something with that corner. We always kind of scoffed at the fireplaces until we got one, and we have never got out our little Polonus heater since then. We use that to take off the chill in the morning or at the night, and it does a great job. It really does. The ambiance is nice, and it is out of the way. It's always there, so I don't have to get out something and plug in a little heater and walk around it. It's already there.
So they changed this.
Yeah, they changed the facade of that and put sort of a brick in there. That's a little bit different. I like that they kept it light colored. Very bright. All these units are very bright. Although you see there's windows on this side here, that's the non-camp side. What you're wanting to achieve is what they're doing here, and they're putting in these extra windows on this side. You're going to see their metal blinds. They're required to do that whenever there's a stove. You can't have something that can blow over and catch on fire. But what they're doing here is they're putting in all these windows on the side of the unit that you're going to be camping on, your campsite. So you can look outside, you can see what's going on, and enjoy the view that you have on your side. That way you're just not staring at the neighbors. Now, there's going to be times that's not the case. You're going to get into some sites that whenever you back in, this side is going to be towards a lake or the mountains or whatever. But they've got windows to accommodate that. We've seen some of these newer units from other companies that, man, they look like FEMA trailers. They only put a couple little windows in it, and I don't know what's going on inside there, but I don't think I want to be, just stuck inside the box with just a few little ports to look out. Some people like that, but that's not us.
This is nice open area.
It is very open. It's for it having the bunk house in the back, taking up a lot of space. This is, like she said, very, very open.
change the step color.
Yep, they did change the step color, and they actually put 2 ducts there. We only have
So
one.
They should open this up for shoes.
Yeah, Heidi thinks that there should be a shoe or a kick vacuum.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's good.
All right, let's come out here and look at another. Okay, stepping back one unit, back to where we were. This one is 10,216 pounds. It has a cargo carrying capacity of 1,886 pounds. Again, that's calculated with a full freshwater tank. So you can see we're definitely over 12, closer to 13,000 pounds. This thing can weigh no more than 12,161 pounds when it's fully loaded. And this one's definitely going to be in the 36-foot range. The turning point hitch, again, for short bed trucks, this is an option that you can go with that helps you with the mobility moving around through campgrounds that might require a little bit tighter turning. Pass-through storage. So this one's set up just like ours, and you can see why everybody has their stuff in here, because the pass-through storage on these is great. So moving up into the unit, this is a 2893BS. So Heidi's saying that this is coming with a 200-watt solar panel. She's not sure if it's 200 watt or 190. We have 190 on ours. You're going to see a lot of stuff that's very similar to what ours is, and that is the big refrigerator from Norcold. We're very happy with that. Very open design with the bar, the dinette. Here's the more compact theater seating. This is a little bit different than ours. We have a fold-down armrest. And then, of course, you have this large couch along the back. Plenty of cabinets up top. I like the windows. You got a lot of windows. See, this is something that I like that Rockwood does, is adding the windows in the smaller portions of the side walls of the unit. And they can do that because they've got double welded aluminum everywhere in the walls. That's something that a lot of people don't understand, that I'm standing on 5/8 tongue and groove glued and screwed plywood, marine grade plywood floors that makes this feel very solid. However, it's also on aluminum frame, as is the roof is aluminum trusses. It's not wood. Some of these units, even though it's an ultralight, they may have aluminum walls. They don't have aluminum roofs. So we got aluminum trusses in the roof. The side walls are all aluminum. The rear is aluminum, and guess what else is? This wall is aluminum, this is aluminum, that wall is aluminum, and so is that. Rockwood does a lot of aluminum. Not only that, but if you have a dinette, if you lift that dinette bench, it's going to be aluminum. It's not going to be wood. It keeps the weight down, and it's very strong. So the fact that they've got 1, 2, even bigger 3, even bigger 4, even bigger 5, even bigger 6, those two match, and then the biggest 7. They got 7 windows in here, and this is the smallest of the 7. And again, most of this is campsite. Now on here, because of all the utilities and everything involved, you are a little bit, relegated to stay with just one window, and they do put one in. They don't, every time there's a chance to put a window in that they think makes sense, they'll do that. So Heidi's done looked at the kitchen. What do you think?
It's adequate.
I liked how low the microwave is.
I do too.
She misses her big
the
pantry. She's got a big pantry
I do like
now.
the sink over here, and I love this. This is very nice.
Yeah.
Because that could become an actual work area for you.
Yeah, working from the road, I pretty much take
Yeah.
up a table.
That would be, well, I mean, that would be perfect. It's actually the same table as ours.
Yeah, what we did is with ours, we optioned in some different stuff. We did a dinette seats, but we put a freestanding table in to give us a little bit more of leg room for my case.
I mean, there's a lot of storage in here. Lots of storage.
Oh yeah, you have under the counter here.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's spacious.
Wow.
Very spacious. And even here.
Oh, very good. So moving up, like I said, you're going to see a repeat from like this point forward of what the design is. And we've already seen this bathroom, and this is the type of glass we have on ours. We prefer that. You could see that it could get a little bit more dirty. I guess you could say, get some soap on there and it's not so bad. They did add an extra door in the pantry here, and even though this looks like that there's nothing, this is area. There's storage down in there. Of course, you've got to have some long arms to reach it, but there is storage. We do utilize that on ours. Even though we have a door that goes down quite a bit lower, we still have an area that's the same way. And again, same sink, same medicine cabinet, nothing different than what we talked about before. Same in here, except now you can see that they've reversed what we showed you in the smaller unit. This is the way ours is laid out. You've got your hanging clothes here, or you can opt to make those shelves.
This is exactly like
this is just like ours. We have washer dryer prep, and the best part about it in our case, which we believe, and that is we have our washer and dryer. We don't like having the single unit doing double duty. We like having a washer and a dryer. Some people feel differently about it, but we think that those are the most efficient. And again, the big windows in here really helps with making this feel not so much like a chamber, but like a bedroom. And of course, even though we don't put up our blinds very often, it's kind of nice having those little windows there. I think that that's a sweet idea for a cross breeze whenever you get into a situation where you just need a little bit of air and you don't want to run the air conditioner. And then of course, underneath, we haven't showed you this, the underbed storage, something that they do a pretty good job on. We actually utilize that area in the back for a lot of flat stuff, and it goes back quite a ways. And it's something we didn't use initially, and we should have. Now we do. We utilize all of that. Really strong springs. We have a problem with it slamming down once you get past a certain point. But yeah, like I said, this front area here coming behind me, it's pretty much a lot of those repeat themselves. But yeah, I like the floor plan, how open it is.
I believe that this window is bigger than ours.
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's because the dresser is taller.
Yeah.
And there's something else too that they do, little stuff. Like I said, since this has solar on it, you're going to find that there are outlets throughout the RV that are marked as inverter. And what that means is, like I think this one back here, yeah, you can see it just says inverter circuit. That runs off the solar. So does these USBs. So if you're stopping for the night and you need to have something that you need plugged in or charged, or you want something like in our case, we like to have our internet powered all the time. We have a standalone internet system that works off of, in our case, AT&T. It's a router that has unlimited internet. And we like to leave that plugged in as we drive down the road in case our cell signal, which is T-Mobile, is failing. We can log into the AT&T internet that is being powered by the batteries as we drive down the road. And if you have enough solar up top, you don't have to worry about that. The other thing that they do is they don't want you to necessarily have to put your phone chargers everywhere. So here they give you USBs. Again, just a nice touch that allow you to throw your phones up here and plug into the USB and get it charged. I really like the way that this is set up with the outlets. You know, a couple outlets either side of the bed. You got your outlet here. Of course, the bathroom's always got outlets in ideal spaces to make it where it's a little bit easier for you to keep, you know, maybe rechargeable razors and stuff done.
Did you open this?
Not,
there's
yeah.
There's an actual outlet and two USBs, and they have them on each side of this.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah, same, like I said, it's an inverter circuit. So it's nice to know that whatever you plug in there is always going to be powered, even when you unplug the unit and you're driving down the road, which comes in handy sometimes.
After looking at this, there's a lot of storage in here.
Yeah, and it's a plus.
Even if I was missing the pantry, there's still a lot of storage.
Yeah, especially under here, this takes
Yeah.
up a lot. This is pretty big there. Yeah, this is a nice unit. All right, let's see what's next. We're moving into some of the travel trailers now. And again, before we even jump into that, if you're thinking about a fifth wheel, go into the fifth wheel section of Rockwood's website. Take a look at all the options. There's going to be some new floor plans coming. There is a CL model, which I don't think that's here, but that's something that you definitely want to check out. The Rockwood fifth wheels are moving in the right direction, let me tell you that. They are doing a lot of changes, making a lot of stuff standard that are options on others. We'll look at this outdoor kitchen real quick, but we're going to move into the travel trailer, and I'm not going to be able to get all the weights on all these travel trailers because you can see it's kind of tight here, but this one will allow me to do so. They have a really nice Lippert jack on this one, and you're going to have to excuse me because we've been into the fifth wheel for enough that I forgot a lot of stuff about the travel trailers. This one here is 9,806 pounds. This thing can be a total of 11,320 while you're driving down the road. That's with 1,455 pounds of cargo. That's a heavy trailer. Again, I'm not a big fan of saying half-ton towable on a lot of this stuff, so I won't. But some people feel as if they can get away with that. But I'm going to tell you that once you get a hitch system on here, you're going to have a tongue weight that's over 1,000 pounds for sure. And whenever you have a half-ton that has a cargo carrying capacity of maybe 1,500, 1,800 pounds, you can see that a lot of that disappears with the hitch. I do like the way that they have the trailer connector docking, and this is what this is for, is just this, you know, for whenever you're done, it'll store it. I do like the trailer hook storage also. That's a great setup there. Rack and pinion slides on these big slides. These are big slides, and this RV has 3. This is the super slide. The Schwintek, of course, is a lighter weight, smaller slide, and that's a pretty good size slide also, but it's not a super slide. Or is it? Yeah, it's also a super slide too, meaning that this section here has got to be close to 2 foot, a little bit more, probably closer to 30 inches. Your dumping station looks like an octopus here because you've got so many options inside for tanks. We're going to go inside and take a look at this one. It should be interesting because this is where they get into basically fifth wheel floor plans and travel trailers, which people are still looking for. You know, towing down the road, this is a lot of weight. However, it's a lower profile. You got to think about that. But you also got a decent amount of length. OEM automotive style front windshield. There's a lot of people that have problems with this. I want to kind of tell you that for the most part, I've never had any issues. Our travel trailer we did over 20,000 miles with it, and I have a rock shield on the truck to help with anything coming off of the truck tires, but we didn't even have a chip in our windshield. This is an OEM style automotive windshield. This is just like the windshield in your car. There are people though that are very suspicious and are afraid it's going to shatter or break. There is a company out there that makes an aftermarket cover. You put some sort of an adhesive 3M style on the outside here that has buttons or something like that, and there's a cover that goes over this for road travel if you want to do that. I'm not a big fan of that myself. I do like that the trailers, they've gone to this textured, it's not quite a hammer tone, but it is a textured, like a bed liner material, even though it's just paint. It looks like that it can handle chips a little bit better. They went to a different diamond plate that has some texture in here, and this diamond plate, this is plastic. This isn't a metal, but it is a high impact plastic. Again, since it's a signature model, you're getting the awning covers, which I still love, and you're getting a couple awnings. You'll see that Rockwood, you should option in the awning toppers on all the units. I don't care. I think that should be standard. Shouldn't be an option because it does protect the roof. It does keep the water off, and it helps whenever you reel these things in after a hard rain. You don't have all that water sitting on your roof that you got to be concerned with that is now inside your RV. So if you're thinking about awning toppers, go ahead and add them. They're not very much more, but the fact that they have covers to protect your actual campsite awnings, that's a very nice feature. I love that. I wish ours had it. The other thing I didn't point out, on all these doors, they're spring-loaded doors, and they have this little spring cable here, so the door will shut just like your old screen door on your house. So, walking into this unit, what do you think?
This would be a great weekend travel trailer for kids, multiple kids actually.
Yeah. Oh, I got to give you the model number as we're talking about it. big landing step for the top step.
Yes, I like it.
And these are strut assist, so they take up the weight. This is an 8336 Bunk House. Let's go ahead and go to the left first. That same theater seating type setup that we were just talking about. I like the way that this looks. The interior design on these is getting very, very nice.
Yeah, I do like the tweed.
It adds character.
Yeah.
Now it just appears tweed. It's smooth to the touch.
Yeah.
It's not an actual tweed. You have your U-shaped dinette. Not a big fan of the U-shaped dinette personally, but it does offer the most seating in the smallest area. You can only fit at the most at a normal dinette 4 people. It's too tight for anything more than that. With this, you can definitely get yet one more person in here. And this table is a freestanding table. It can move out and move in to accommodate and help out with whatever, you know, however you have kids in the back. Which as parents you might want to. You might want to trap them in there so they eat their food. Right across from the theater seating, of course you got a TV, your fireplace. It's a smaller unit. I like the way that looks, a little bit more compact. And with these seats reclined out in the out position, I want to show you what that looks like. So this is always a concern whenever people are looking at these, like, okay, well, when I'm in the recliner, I'm not going to be able to get past. Well, you can get past. There is a shuffle that goes on there, but I can get through just fine. You're going to block the TV, but nonetheless, it's capable of doing that. Big island kitchen sink. This is that roll-up style dish drainer. A lot of people have good luck with that. I kind of like that. That's nice.
We have them.
This is pretty much the same as what we have. This is the same island that we have. And moving over to the microwave, we're starting to get a little bit on the tall side again. That's something that we look at with Heidi, her being able to see in. Same stove oven that we have in ours. Now, currently, we have a double refrigerator, but I would think that if you decide you're going to get into a refrigerator that's like this, go ahead and option in for the 12-volt compressor style. They do a really good job, especially with the solar,
Spacious inside.
of keeping it cool. Yeah, what I want to point out is it's deeper. It's definitely deeper, and you don't have all those cooling fins inside taking away from space inside of this whenever you have a 12-volt compressor.
Nice.
Yeah. Pantry there.
Very nice pantry.
Oh, very nice, yeah. Get your fuse control there. Of course, this is a slide. This is that smaller slide. It's a Schwintek slide. And then coming back here is the other slide that we saw, and this is the Bunk House. You can see this is on struts, so this can be up and out of the way whenever it's time for your kids to go to bed. They do have their own little window, but this also pulls out into a bed. Again, for sleeping, you can get a lot of people, a lot of kids in here sleeping. What I like is some of the units that you'll see that have bunks in the back, they don't give you a real love seat back here that you can sit on that's comfortable. It's usually something that is a little bit on the floor, kind of kid-like, almost like some sort of weird furniture.
This is a bed also.
Yeah, that's pull-out bed. Yeah. Across from that, another bunk for the kids. They have the ladder then before they get up and down. Now, most likely whenever you see these, almost all the time when you see this type of a setup, on the outside is an outdoor kitchen. So there's either going to be some storage out there or an outdoor kitchen on the opposite side of this. This is all good storage for the kids. They're going to have their own little clothing arrangement here, and of course this moves, just slides out of the way. So lots of shelves for them to put their activities, whatever. Some people use this as a craft room. You know, people that have their kids visit occasionally. Of course, you can see there's a TV here. Again, for the kids to watch what they want. You can close this door and you don't really have to hear anything from them. It's a nice layout here. I want to see what it looks like going up front. Let's check the bathroom out, which is going to be, I'm sure, some sort of a pass-through. Yeah, pass-through with the corner. You do have some linen storage here. Not much, though. Okay, it's because it's at an angle, because the wall's angled. You just have a little sliver there, so you're going to have to utilize another area for that. Again, this isn't a fifth wheel. This is a travel trailer. Corner shower, lots of height. You're going to have to be pretty darn tall before you have an issue there. And then again, it's a pass-through. You have your door here, your barn door. And then the bedroom with, I love the shelves. They do have some under the bed plugs. I don't know if you can see them there in the corner, but I do like the double shelves, and I do like the lights that are above there. The lights that we currently have are puck lights that are like this, and they're very bright to the eyes. Heidi has actually made on her Cricut an applique that you kind of just, that knocks down the light a little bit. This is a very spacious, very tall feeling room, considering it's a travel trailer. It's very, you feel like there's a lot of room here. Of course, this window comes in very handy for light. There is a blind up in here that you can pull down to block all that out at night. Makes that a lot nicer because that will bring in a lot of light even at night. Lots of storage up here. Look at all these cabinets all the way around. You got dresser underneath here, and then your wardrobe, your hanging wardrobe.
Washer dryer.
Very nice. This is a single washer dryer, so you don't get two. It's not stackable. You're going to get one unit that goes in here that does the washing and the drying. Now, if you have those kids in the back, that might be something you want to do so you don't have to worry about running to the laundromat at the campground, because that's not always a positive experience. Yeah. Yeah. Nice little cubby area. Yeah, this is definitely pretty darn nice. And then of course behind the door, you got your TV. Yeah, for a travel trailer, this is something that I wouldn't necessarily want to be towing to everywhere, but if you're going seasonal camping, definitely.
This is a nice one.
And then on the outside, you can see we got an outdoor kitchen, which when we were looking at ours initially, we have bar style, but the extra cooking, what is it, fish?
Yeah.
Heidi don't like cooking fish inside the RV. It has a tendency to leave smells inside, so that's where you would use this outdoor kitchen, to where you can
It's very nice.
and this too. I mean, this is plenty of height for me, plenty of height for her. It's going to keep the water off you if it's raining.
One of the first, usually they were up higher.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I couldn't do that was because it's stiff.
Yeah.
It's got a strong arm.
Yeah, it's like your hatch.
Yeah.
Go under your hatch.
But yeah.
So again, if you don't want to utilize this as a kitchen area, you can use it for storage and remove some of the weight out of the RV too. Here we are with another signature unit. One of the things that I would think that you should option in, and in this case, this looks like these are levelers. Yeah, these are levelers. These are not, I just want to make sure you know, these are not stabilizer jacks. These are to level the RV. It's a one-touch control. You just push a button and this thing will level itself just like a fifth wheel. So this unit is an 8337RL. It's a rear living room, and it is 9,209 pounds. Cargo carrying capacity is 2,100 pounds, and you're talking 37 feet in length. This thing's a monster. We got the TV turned down for any kind of copyright. We don't have to worry about it. Another 12-volt compressor style refrigerator, big pantry. The layout's looking very similar to what we've seen in previous units that are fifth wheels. Again, what you'll find with these bigger units is on travel trailers is they duplicate what a fifth wheel is with their floor plan, and they have the capability to do that when they get a little bit longer. I'm going to tell you that this is a very, very open feeling when you first walk in. Again, like a fifth wheel, this is a pretty good floor plan for entertaining, but more living in this. Couples camper, definitely. You can do seating to allow, seating options that Rockwood gives you that allow you to have people sleep in here if you want. This could be their sleeping quarters, but we're kind of greedy. We like to have this for ourselves. Going into the bathroom, set up much more like ours. This is a bigger step up. However, this is pretty much our shower with different doors that we have in our fifth wheel. Same with the pantry here, or I should say the linen storage. I like that this cubby is open, and then down here, nice. I mean, it's just nice to have all this storage. A lot higher your max air vents. Makes a difference when you're in the bathroom.
I do believe they also raised the
Sink height.
sink height.
Yes, yeah, ours is a little bit lower than this for sure. I like the medicine cabinet here. Again, we're big fans of the doors that not so much swing, but slide,
nice.
but they
it's
did
nice
make
that
it overextend, right? Heidi's pointing it out, perfect. They
Yeah.
overextend it, made it to where this will overextend, so you don't have to walk completely out to get in there. That's a good
That was
touch.
great thinking on that.
Yeah. Bedroom seems very, again, big, tall. They changed the way that they put the shelving on this and the outlets. Again, Heidi likes to have the outlets on the front for good reason. But these are inverter circuits if it's a solar equipped. And yeah, this one's made a little bit heavier than most travel trailers. And that's why they can put that leveling system. I like this little area here. Yeah. That's why they put that leveling system on here to level the unit like a fifth wheel. They can do that because the frame is bigger and heavier. That's why you don't have that on regular travel trailers. So when you have a travel trailer and you guys are thinking, oh, I'll just use my stabilizer jacks to lift the RV up. Stabilizer jacks are just that. They stabilize the unit. They're not made to lift it. Even though they could lift it, the frame can't handle it necessarily, and you're twisting your frame. Could cause problems with your slides. This one has a heavier frame, and it is set up to level with that one-touch control. Heidi had a little bug jump on her.
Things.
Yeah, the lantern flies are pretty healthy going on through this place. Those are an invasive species, so if you see them, kill them. This does take up a little bit of your camping area, but man, this is a monster. Yeah, freshwater on this side. That is different. That makes it would make it easier on some of the places we go because they put the freshwater fill at the Ohio State parks on this side. You know, the hoses are on this side, but the flush is on the other. Cargo carrier, just like we have on ours. This will handle up to 300 pounds. What I suggest if you get this cargo carrier is go ahead and buy yourself an extra set of pins. There should be some extra holes there that you can utilize to allow for 4 pins to be used instead of just 2. So now we're getting into something a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. This is an ultralight unit, but again, a lot of these got rid of the ultralight name. This one's a signature in this case. Again, with the signature, you're going to get your awning cover protector and then leveling. This is really a big deal for travel trailers to have levelers like fifth wheels. This one weighs 7,809 pounds, cargo carrying capacity of 2,000 pounds, and you're only at 29 feet, well 30 feet with the little inches added. 8263 MBR. We've seen this one before in the past. With the new interior changes, it makes it very nice. I like it. Again, this tweed kind of makes it pop. There's something a little bit different about that. The front automotive windshield. This one's an Everchill 12-volt compressor refrigerator. Like I said, you want to option those in. You can see how deep they are. There's no fins in the back. You get more space there. You can run that off solar a lot easier. Same with the freezer. You just get a little bit more room going on inside there. It's actually nice and cool inside there right now. Kitchen area, Heidi's got to love this. Microwave is very high. Even for me, I mean, I'm getting up there to where this is as high as the one we have in ours. We like to see that a little bit lower, but the fact that they give you that with the hood and everything's really nice. I kind of like the TV set up this way, and I do like the bar. Now, in my case, this doesn't work because I need a workstation. So a lot of people say, well, why don't you just use the bar as the workstation? You know, that'd be good if I was a 30-year-old blogger and I could just hang out and type all day long.
And your feet dangling? With
the feet dangling. That's not me. I'm the kind of guy who needs to relax in an office chair because I'm there for 8 hours and my feet will swell up to big balloons if I'm sitting at that, you know, on some sort of a seat that way. I will have to say, though, that they increased this seat. It looks bigger than ours. Don't this look bigger than our bar seats?
Yeah.
Looks like they made the seats a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's nice. And again, this is for eating, definitely. Food prep, lots of area, lots of storage. Although Heidi's lost her pantry, there is enough in here that could be considered a pantry. That's pretty big storage there. Wastebasket. All this storage up here too.
This is
it's different.
Be another good weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this one's a little bit shorter though. You're talking 30 feet. So you can set this up as a coat rack by removing these shelves. These are removable, or you can use that for storage. And then moving into the mid bedroom. That's what that MB is. The bedroom by far. Usually, I'll tell you, this is a kind of a trick. And what the trick is, whenever you see a unit that has letters in it, they usually mean something. You know, if you see BH, that's a bunk house. If you see RL, that's usually rear living. If you see WS, that's like wardrobe slide. If you see BS, that usually means bedroom slide. Whatever you see, whatever you have come across on that, usually is the highlight of the RV, meaning that a lot of the attention has gone into that feature. And in this case, mid-bedroom. So you're going to see this mid-bedroom being the highlight of this RV. And I can already tell. For this to be a travel trailer and have a bedroom that is this laid out, this large with this much storage, I mean, you could tell this is the room you kind of want to be in. I mean, it's just nice. The big door, everything just real lit up, bright. Again, we like these lights. That's a very nice touch that they've offered in these things. Your TV here, and we've already talked about this in the past as far as the wardrobe, and then all of the storage that's underneath. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean the other sections suffer. They're still pretty good. And this bathroom is very good. I've never been a fan of the double sinks. It's just not our thing. But you do have the space here. Why not? It does serve a purpose. You can have a his and hers. There are people that like to have the his and hers. That's definitely not us though. Lots of storage above. I mean, you can do all your linen storage in here easily, but you also have a lot of this underneath here that'll allow you to put all your shaving, it's kind of like a reverse medicine cabinet, which is kind of cool. Now that is a bigger area there, so you can put all your utilities and that stuff. But like I said, this being linen, you actually have linen storage. Look how deep this is. That's very deep.
That's like ours.
This is, yeah, she's exactly right. It's just like ours. Same with this glass. We prefer this glass over the clear stuff. And again, you're looking at basically our shower 100%. This is what we go into and take a shower with every night. This is our shower. Now, of course, this one's taller off the ground, being a travel trailer. You know, the utilities have to be stored underneath. Where a fifth wheel, it's flush, more flush with the floor. Yeah, this is our shower. This works very good. Have a seat in there, sit down, shave your legs, or in Heidi's case, she'll put her conglomerate of shampoos. The Max Air vents, remote control, kind of nice. You can get those things to really pull some air. If you don't want to run your air conditioners, those things will do the job, that's for sure. Matter of fact, I'll show that to you so you guys know what that looks like. Oh, there's no batteries in there, sorry. We can't do it that way. I forgot. You gotta have batteries in there. But yeah, a couple different lights in here, so when you come in at night, if you just need a little light, just turn these on. It's a little bit less indirect. But yeah, that's good for a travel trailer. This is a 30 feet. Not 31, but probably with a cargo rack in the back, you're talking about 32. But as a couples camper, yeah. And again, if I didn't have to work from the road, this is a nice option. But I do need a desk, and I can't do that one. Heidi likes that big kitchen area up front.
Nice. I like it.
All right, let's go to the next one. All right, sticking with the travel trailers, still staying with a signature. You're looking at an 8262 RBS. This is a front bedroom. Again, whenever you see these listings for bedroom, you're talking about a bed slide. On this one, we'll get the specs here. Heidi's got it pulled up. Hitch weight 1,070. So these are you're getting into a heavier. Again, not much for half-ton towable. 7,709 pounds. Cargo carrying capacity of 2,161. That is calculated with a full freshwater tank. 29 feet 11 inches, so you're at that 30-foot mark. This does have a cargo carrier on the back, so in that case you're going to add a couple more feet if you're going to be carrying your bikes. This is a double door model. Going into the front door, you're walking into your bedroom. One thing I like about Rockwoods is They're all wide doors, and even on a double door you have a 30-inch door on both. We've already seen this front style bedroom. The difference is, of course, you have the door now accessing the bedroom direct. That comes in handy, and I'll talk about that whenever we get back outside, so stay tuned for that. The Everchill, so you're talking about a 12-volt compressor and a beautiful pantry. Heidi loves these pantries. This is her domain. This is her kitchen area, and they have the flip top, so that'll allow you to have a little bit extra counter space when you start to run out and you don't realize, where am I going to put this hot sheet of cookies or whatever, pizza to cut it. That'll allow you to flip it up to do so, because maybe you have stuff here. The microwave got a little bit taller, getting into a taller setup, but plenty of counter space. This is more counter space than we had with our Rockwood travel trailer. And again, here we are with the bar setup. So this will be your eating, entertaining. If you're doing light blogging, light computer work, no problem. You can definitely do it there. Couples camper. You've got a nice theater seating with the fold down. This will give you a couple cup holders on the back side, and then your flip up convenience center as far as 2 USBs and an outlet. Those are normally, and I believe on this one too, if you have this equipped with solar and the power inverter, that's going to be a plug that should have power at all times, even when you're traveling down the road, which I just talked about that, and the reason you might want to do that. And of course, here's your second door, and then it's a rear bath. And this bathroom has a good amount of, wow, this is probably the biggest linen storage that I've seen in a bathroom by far, especially in this kind of length. Rear window, so you can watch the neighbors, you guys, if you want to do so as you're using the utilities, and from a standing position. Nice medicine cabinet with those open cubbies. Again, you're going to find reasons to have those open cubbies so you don't have to open this to get to whatever you're trying to do. And then a sink with a decent amount of real estate that is not the sink. If you notice, they've all gone to these smaller sinks in the bathroom, which is a brilliant idea, because you only need so much to wash. I mean, we're not putting our head down in the sink, washing our hair or anything like that. If you want to do that, you can do that in the kitchen. Again, this is just camping basics that you may run into. You have some storage underneath here. So for a bathroom, you've got quite a bit going on here. Plenty of room around the commode. And then the shower, again, we talked about this. This is the same shower that we have in our unit. And it's very spacious, very easy to move around inside here. I'm 6 foot, 260 pounds, and this thing is firm underneath my feet, and I have plenty of room. I don't bump into anything when I'm taking a shower. And I do like this new hose design that they've been putting in here instead of the plastic hoses. It does a really good job. We really like that. I didn't know how much I'd like it initially. I did remove it from the holder, though. I don't like it going in and out of this, but it's up to you. Whatever you may want to do there. And of course, a big sliding door for the bathroom in the back. I like that the bathroom is away from the bedroom. I'm not a big fan of how close it is to maybe your potential dining area. However, there's reasons for that. And the reason is because you're only in a trailer that's 30 foot long. So you got to be close to something. I like that they add that little, that is a step light for us on the outside. I like that they added on the inside. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, they had it in one of the fifth wheels.
Yeah,
steps.
That's a good thing. I didn't see that. Window wise, you're a little bit short on your camp side. You do only have a couple of windows here, and it's just the nature of the unit. It's the way that it's built, and again, you're cramming in so much in such a short footprint to be able to make it more tow accessible, that you will suffer in some areas. But this is a very nice couples camper. I really like the way this looks. So when we come outside here and we're looking at double doors, I told you I wanted to touch on this a little bit. Why would you want double doors? Oh, by the way, this does have leveling. Again, this is a signature, so this is a self-leveling RV with heavier axles, bigger tires. It's just a better built unit. Okay, back to the dual doors. Sometimes when you get to campsites, the people that were there before you and the people before you after, prior to that, their steps all exited, let's say right by their axle. They have a mud hole. guess what? You don't put down these steps. You put down those steps. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're on a slope, and you can see back here, you can see how high those steps are, and it's because you're at a slope here, but not here. You can see how short these extension legs are. So you might get into a situation where you're on a heavy slope and you might not be able to access one of the doors. The other reason is, and we kid around about this, but it's true. I mean, it could happen if there's a fire. Yeah, they have fire exits. The windows are all marked which ones are fire exits. Here's the thing. How would you like to survive the fire because you got out the exit window, but you broke your neck falling from that exit window? Here you have two doors that you can actually step down and get out. And the one thing that a lot of people want to know is, well, when you're inside and the steps are up, isn't that a problem? No, you can open your door, you can push it open, and you can push these steps down with it all in the closed position, but from inside the RV. So it's something that can be done. This is a nice built unit. I do like the levelers. I like how big they are. They look healthy and beefy. I don't know if you can tell, but man, that is a lot of mass. It's a lot of metal there. But yeah, this is a nice unit for how short it is. And these signature units are just built so much better. They have a outdoor kitchen option that swings out, a little cooktop or griddle that goes here, and then your cargo carrier. You do have your convenience center on the back here, your city water connection, and your black tank flush. It's a little bit different that it's on the back, but that would make it nicer if you back into an area. You know that that's what you got to hook up to get your unit to have power and have all the utilities that it needs to stay in it. All these are equipped with the backup cameras. That's been like that for a while, so if you don't want the dealer to do it, you can do it yourself. It's very easy to do. The instructions are easy, and these do come with the tire pressure sensors, which comes in very handy. In our case, Heidi is the monitor of that, and the charge on that thing lasts a long time. And we monitor our tires as we go down the road. We can tell when we've maybe a little heavier on one side than the other based on tire pressure and temperature, and that's all told through that little tire pressure sensor. So it's coming standard with all these. And finally, we're into the ultralights. Okay, moving into the ultralight, a double door ultralight with an outdoor kitchen. This one is coming in at 7,605 pounds, cargo carrying capacity 2,233, heavy tongue weight, you're 1,000 pounds on the tongue weight, and double door, model number 2911BS. This is a Bunk House. You can see the outdoor kitchen. I kind of like that it folds away this way, kind of faces this area. You're looking at a 12-volt compressor refrigerator when you first walk in, and this is what I was talking about on some of the smaller units, and unfortunately on some of the other manufacturers, on the big units, they put this folding out mattress thing. I mean, it works as a bed, it works as a couch. Obviously, as an adult, I don't want to do this, but for kids, definitely. The thing that I like about this is, look at this big door, it's marked exit. What is this for? To take these things out of the way, maybe put them up on top here. You know, you can pull down this, you can store this part up here if you'd like. And what's that do? Makes this a garage. This makes this a garage with outdoor storage. So putting in your bikes, putting in scooters, whatever it may be, you can do that through that door and not have this as a bunkhouse. So this is what I was talking about, buying something specifically for kids or for visitors, you know, part-time visitors, and then having it functional for all the times that they're not coming and showing up. This is one of those units. So place for the TV if you'd like to do that also. Sliding door, and then as far as the kitchen and this dining area, this is a pretty good size. This is nice here. Wow. This is very nice. This is good. This is a good amount of space for a kitchen. In my case, this would be my workstation then, and then this would be our theater seating, which currently we kind of have that set up now. We just have a dinette that I work at and work from, and then the theater seating, which we have a couple TV trays, and that's what we eat at a lot of the times. Or we can use our bar in our case. But getting back to this unit, this is nice. The bedroom being up front, the bathroom being in the back or the side here, that'll be something that we'll take a look at that could make a difference. A deal breaker for some. I don't think so. I kind of like this. A good amount of space there again. Cubby storage here, wardrobe storage, your clothing storage here, and then another little access. Underbed storage, I'm sure. Your TV's a swing out TV, and then again there's that second door. So then we'll go ahead and check out the bathroom and see what that's like. Biggest counter space that I've seen in a bathroom for it being this small. And the shower is plenty. It is bigger than a corner shower. The height is fine. What do you think about this one?
It's nice.
I
like it.
I like this one a lot too.
Yeah.
If we were to get into a travel trailer,
Yeah.
I would actually consider this. The bathroom's right real close to the bedroom, so you're not traipsing through dirt and going to a rear bathroom.
The space getting through everything is plenty.
When the slide is in, you won't be able to boondock for the night and access your bathroom. The bathroom is just a single door. That's why there's two doors. You would have to actually exit though. So it's something to consider if you're going to stop for the night, if you're going to want to put out a slide or not. We haven't had much problems with that. It's just something, again, to consider. I like this. I'll tell you that the part for me that I like the most is this area back here. That tongue weight being 1,000 pounds, you'll take a little bit off that tongue weight if you use this for storage. Don't overload it. Pay attention to your weights when you're towing, but you could do this. Even got a little USB port back here for the kids to charge their stuff. Yeah, I like this. Because we could take these cushions out altogether, or we could put them up on top here, or even over here, just for storage. While you put your electric bikes in here, you can, your folding electric bikes. I think it might be tall enough you could just wheel in a full-size electric bike. I think that could go in here long ways. So, yeah, this is something to consider. Good unit. And it being an ultralight, it does take away, you don't have those self-levelers. You do have stabilizing jacks. However, you also have the reduction in weight for the size that you have here. Something else that you guys may hate or not hate, this friction hinge for the wind to blow it. Sometimes they start making noise. Sometimes they lose their friction capability to where they like to move real freely. Rockwood's been including the latches back into that design for quite a few years now, which I've been really happy with. Again, even though this does have stabilizer jacks, they are power stabilizer jacks. And they do include a rear hitch back here. I like the way this looks. This is a really good setup, I'll tell you. Next, with the Ultralight, this one is a little bit on the length, 32 foot. This is a 2706 WS, and you're looking at 8,721 pounds when this thing is fully loaded. You've got 7,310 pounds that it is when it's empty. So you can see you get about 1,000 pounds worth of cargo carrying capacity. And speaking of the cargo carrying capacity of this one, is the large pass-through. This is what it was like with our Rockwood. The 2604 WS was pretty much this exact same pass-through. Difference is there's a big power inverter that's up front here, and that power inverter is because it has solar capability up on the roof. Makes a big difference whenever you're going down the road and you're boondocking. Couple slam latches. Again, we're talking about another double door feature. Bedroom looks awful familiar. You guys, you're gonna see a deja vu on that. In this case, they have the biggest awning coverage that I've seen, and they've got two awnings, two separate awnings on this travel trailer. The outdoor kitchen with the large slide out griddle, and then when you first come in, you're talking a couple bunks right here. Another thing is with the bunks, you do have a little storage back there. This will fold up, and you can actually have yourself a place that you can put in, like I said, bikes or whatever it is that you want to do. This will stand all the way up to a certain degree so you can get stuff in there. You'd have to fold the mattress up out of the way, then this will fold up and give you that. Again, for bicycles, you can bring them in this door and wheel them right there and secure them. Storage up top, sure. Privacy curtains for the kids if they need to do that. Rear corner bathroom. Remember what I just said about the last bathroom? This one has a decent amount of space. This is actually about the same size shower, but you've got more room inside here. They've come so far on these corner showers, more than they used to. When you first walk into the door, there is kind of a pantry, coat hooks, both sides, and of course your storage here, whatever you may want to use. I'm sure Heidi will use that for kitchen storage. You do have your TV, your fireplace, you have storage up above. That'd be for mostly remotes and electronics. Seating arrangement on this. That tweed color again really pops, we really like that. Theater seating across right from the TV, it should be that way. Magic Chef is the refrigerator. And again, you want to opt for 12-volt compressors as much as possible. That's the future. They have their pluses. As long as you have solar, there's no reason not to have those. You have your dinette again, and I would say couples camper, but you know, there's extra seats there for kids, and you do have those 2 bunks back there. Even if you might use it for storage and then for them to sleep over, that does make it to where you can do just that, have kids over. So as far as the kitchen in here, you can see they have a little bit of an add-on shelf that's available. That just kind of clips on and holds here. That helps. The reason that it's not on there is because when the slide comes in, it would be in the way. Sink, traditional. This is just kind of basically what we have on ours. The microwave up a little high for Heidi. Still got some cabinets here for storage that does a pretty good job. And then moving into the bedroom, this is just like our 2604WS. And in this case, you have your wardrobe storage over here. Once you get up in here, that's a little drop down storage. For 2 years, Heidi and I basically slept in this bedroom, this style of bedroom. We're very comfortable with it. It was very nice sleeping in it. The only thing that I never cared for too much is the window itself. I just wish it was a headboard, because you can kind of see if you're sitting up in bed, you're leaning up against the blind that comes down. Not a big fan of that. There's ways around that. We used to keep reflectix up in the window, so the blind didn't have to necessarily come down, and then we had a little shelf that we could utilize up there. And then you have underbed storage. Again, one thing that Rockwood does is aluminum frames on all of their stuff. It's just a little short storage, and it's because that big pass-through that is there. And then you have a couple of drawers also. But yeah, the storage in here by far, you've got your shelves, and we used to have our clothes here. This was Heidi's, this was mine, and this was kind of a mix. And then as far as the closet, I pretty much controlled the whole closet with the wardrobe. And there's that countertop that you can just slip on to give you extra space here if you'd like. So yeah, we lived in this bedroom. Of course, storage up there. We lived in this bedroom for a couple years. It's more than adequate. Could you live full-time in this? Yes. With 2 kids, I'm sure you could. It's just I would like to have that storage back there for our bikes and stuff, so I wouldn't have to necessarily utilize an outdoor rack. But yep, secondary door. Nice, very nice. Makes it a lot nicer getting in and out of these things. They always have such good designs whenever they start doing some of this outdoor storage capability, accessing inside stuff. All right, so 2608 BS, one of the most popular ones. Small storage here. This is something that we didn't care for too much because you lost some storage. But as far as the layout inside, it's very nice. Once you walk in, you're going to have your pantry, door, storage here. You're going to see a lot of these. If you see double door Rockwoods out there, a lot of these, this is one of the most popular ultralight models that they make. We had a choice of buying this one or the 2604 back when we purchased the 2604 in our case, And the main reason for us is we wanted to be able to access the entire rig with the slides all the way in. And the 2604 allowed that. Unfortunately, they discontinued that. However, as far as towing this, 8,800 pounds when it's fully loaded. You can get about 1,600, 1,500 pounds worth of cargo in here. Again, you've seen the pass-through storage. Everything else has to be stored in here. That was the other thing. The storage in here was pretty good, and the kitchen is delightful. The kitchen is by far the best feature, easily, with this one. You've got plenty of storage for that and some above cabinets. But on the 2604, we were offered cabinets up above the dinette, and in addition to the seating here, we didn't even have an option of a fireplace with ours, but our bathroom was a walk-through bathroom, made it a little bit nicer, a little bit easier. And again, pass-through, walk-through storage. You have linen storage here, or I should say small storage in here, but it's a pass-through bathroom, or I should say kind of pass-through. It's not a true walk-through though. A walk-through would usually be considered on ones that go from wall to wall, and the toilet would be on one side and the sink and shower on the other side, or vice versa. And then either way, you could go into the bedroom, which the bedroom has that large wardrobe. Looks like they got some stuff going on here for the show. But large wardrobe, storage here. That's just water heater access down there. So just these two drawers, that large wardrobe, and then you have your bed slide, which this bed slide, that was the other thing that I didn't really care for, doesn't offer any outlets on this side for charging or maintaining. They do on that side. You have a couple of little USBs. But yeah, that's something that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of, and made us buy the 2604 over top of this model. But yeah, this one's been a popular one for a long time, and if you guys are watching this and you have a Rockwood and you have a travel trailer, most likely it's this one. This is a popular unit. You're going to see a row of Geo Pros. The Geo Pros is a popular model. It's one of those things that, well, these sell themselves, so I'm not really going to cover much on this. We'll look at one unit just to give you an idea. This is kind of like an off-road unit. This is kind of like a Overlander special. This is popular in other countries. Spare tire underneath, you can see kind of got all-terrain type tires. The one thing that I like, I know a lot of people don't care for whenever I talk about this, but what I like about this one is there's not a Murphy bed. I'm not a fan of the Murphy bed myself. There are people that like that. It's just not my thing. I like to have a bed that I can make or leave pillows on it or blankets rumpled up on it, whatever, and it stays that way. I don't have to do anything to hide it, to get it up in the air, whatever. It's always just there. There's times in the middle of the day that I might want to just crash. I might want to just jump on it and take a nap. Again, with this unit being so small, this is kind of, like I say, this isn't like a full-time living thing, so this is why we're not really going to talk about these too much, but I do want to show them to you. This is a very livable unit. This is a very big dinette. Of course, this folds down for sleeping also. And then you have two little kids bunks in here. Could an adult sleep in here? Well, not up here. Can we sleep down here? Maybe. There is a little door here that makes this thing to where you can access it and make it storage. And then, of course, you have a smaller refrigerator, but it is a 12-volt compressor. And the reason is because this thing can be equipped with some crazy amount of solar to where you can run your air conditioner even on the solar. You can get enough solar from Rockwood that you can do this stuff on certain models. So check into that if you're looking to do some overlanding or some serious boondocking. Good storage for the pantry, a little dark here, and then the bathroom. Very functional, very usable space in here. I like the fact that they, again, because a small unit, how you wash your hands, right here. This is your sink. This is how that works. How do you take your shower? Obviously, it's right here. Now, this isn't a wet bath. That's, you know, there is enough space in here that you do have a separate toilet, a true toilet, with a medicine cabinet. You do have a mirror here. Nice area. This is a nice area for how small. This unit isn't very big at all. And you got to remember that for this thing to go outdoors and do what it needs to do, you can get 3 200-watt solar panels. It's an 11,000 BTU soft start air conditioner, so that will allow you to run on the solar. 400 amp hour big lithium ion battery. You have your inverter charger, you have your smart remotes, and then your solar controller. that's what makes this one so nice for those people that want to go out and hang out in the desert. Load up your truck with your bikes, whatever it is, hook the trailer up to the truck and take off and go live out, explore, camp. You can do that. Just got to have some sunshine. So not in Ohio so much. You guys want to know what this model is specifically? I just looked at G20BHS. So yeah, that's a bunk house. So how all this started with us was whenever we had our kids, we started with tent camping. Once after we got involved with tent camping to a certain degree, we realized how horrible it was to make reservations at campgrounds and not know what the floor looked like, which was horrible. So what we did is we changed over to pop-up campers, and that's what we're going to look at next. Remember, we talked pop-up or tent. That's what we're talking about here. And the benefit of this over obviously a tent is the fact that you know where the floor is going to be and look like every single time. Whereas a tent, you're on whatever the ground is giving you. Could be a flooding area, could be a rooty area, a rocky area. It's hard to camp on that. So our first pop-up camper was an Apache hardside camper, very cool little camper, but it was older. And then we got into a soft side camper that was kind of like this. And I'm going to tell you that this is brilliant. I wish they had these back whenever we started camping, and we probably would have moved into this and loved it. So this is a 2318G, and you can see just a little low profile single axle. You have a place for an outdoor kitchen, and then of course this cranks down to a real low height for travel, which makes it easy for towing for smaller vehicles. Still, don't think you're going to hook up your little Honda and tow this thing. You've got to do the number search yourself. You've got to pay attention to see what you can or cannot tow. Lots of benefits to this one. One of the things that I will suggest and I recommend, I'm a big fan, and we've gotten used to air conditioning. I don't care if it's a pop-up or not. I would get an air conditioner. They make them to where they put a lot of solar on the roof of these things anymore, and you can get an air conditioner that is a low mount, basically what looks like a wall style air conditioner that is mounted on the lower box half instead of putting it up on top. But nonetheless, just look into it. Be concerned about how hot this can get in here, because even as we're talking right now, it's pretty warm. This is a very nice pop-up camper. This is a large bed. It's got a heavy weight capability. So as far as me and Heidi hopping up here, no problem. All this folds down, but it gives you all the convenience that you need once you're stopped. You know, this isn't a big RV, so you're looking at a camping situation now. So there's a lot of things that you're going to run into. It's a little bit different in convenience, such as, so my feet may be laying on the sink and Heidi's wanting to wash dishes. That could happen. There's a little fan that's connected here and running. It's doing a pretty good job moving air. But yeah, this is one of those things that you've got to be concerned about how much heat's being generated, how much wind comes through these screens and keeps you cool. There's a lot of different things that you know, when you're camping that you got to be concerned with. But moving up from a tent, absolutely, this is like a dream. 3-burner stove. You have your little refrigerator there. Probably would have to opt in for a bigger cooler of some kind for your camping excursion. That will do a good job though, keeping the essentials from getting too hot. And then I'll turn slightly here, and I think this is something that it's a definite need, especially with us and all the trips we take to the bathroom. You have a toilet. What you do at night is, of course, this is a sliding curtain deal. You can enclose this portion here all the way around with a curtain to allow yourself to utilize the bathroom from the privacy of this end here. When you take a shower, you're going to utilize this smaller one, again with a shower curtain that will basically encompass this area and allow you to shower inside the RV. We used to have a shower in our pop-up. It is definitely something that is very nice. You get out there, hot days, hot nights, you definitely want to take a shower. Thing is your privacy is at a minimum. So even with the kids, it's one of those things of, okay, we're taking a shower, you need to go outside the RV. So it's a camping situation. It's not an RV living situation. Big, huge, what they call a gaucho couch. I'm assuming they still call it that, or at least that's what it was in the Apache. And then, of course, another big bed end. This is what's unique on a lot of these new pop-ups. They have their own little pop-out. So you have the pop-up, and you have the pop-outs on the ends or the bed ends, but then you have a pop-out that'll allow more space. And this is a slide-out. This thing actually slides in and out to give you that extra room. So I think we want to sell our fifth wheel and get back into a pop-up. I like this.
I always like the pop-ups.
Yeah,
They have a
because
lot of little unique features.
and what it offers.
Yeah.
I mean, we were able to hook up for a weekend, load up the back of the truck with the kids, and go pretty much anywhere we needed without going crazy with. I just had a half-ton truck. I didn't have to have anything big and worry about the towing experience. I just had to make sure that we got to where we were going, and then the setup process was always a little involved. But nice units. I like it's got a spring-loaded door here. These are all screened. You can open these up for screening. Of course, the door opening's relatively small. Whenever you get into this, a lot of people want to talk about off-road. Well, there you go. You're looking at basically the next evolution from a standard pop-up into an off-road pop-up. So you've got obviously, you know, higher clearance, higher capabilities as far as being able to go over terrain, and we'll take a look at it as far as the interior. Again, you just picture going out somewhere out in the woods. A little bit less compliant as far as showers and bathrooms and stuff like that, because you'll probably carry a porta potty with you at this point. We would want something a little bit more us, I guess, a little bit more us, something that we would be able to utilize a little bit easier. I like the lower profile of this, again, for cutting through the air when you're towing. But if you want to step it up, if you want to go a little bit bigger, we'll go into the next one. You get into double axles, that means more weight capacity. That also means more towing stability. And this is a high wall. You can see it says Premier High Wall. You're going to get into a nice unit when we get inside here. Go ahead and step in. Again, being a little bit warm. You have a couch. You have a dinette. You have the bathroom with the shower. You have a larger refrigerator. You have the microwave. You have a bigger sink. Lots of counter space. Overhead storage. These hanging compartments. The bed you do have to climb up in. They give you a little bit of a step. This can be equipped with that same solar setup. Air conditioning. Boom. There's what I was talking about. This is a full unit, but with solar, you can make this thing actually do some work for you, because it is a 11,000 BTU. Most likely it's a soft start, just like the other ones we saw on the Geo Pros. So that'll allow you to run it on off batteries if needed to be. But again, pop out. This is a much bigger pop out. And huge bedroom there too. So it's a nice unit. Lots of room. I mean, for me to reach the ceiling here, I'm flat-footed and I'm not extending my arm all the way, but it's still very high for a pop-up roof. This one's a little bit more to tow down the road because it is a high wall, but you can see what it allows you. It allows you for taller things to be inside here. Such as a taller cabinet that doesn't have to be folded down whenever you move. You know, the shorter wall ones, you have to fold stuff down to get this kind of height when you stop. So look into it if this is something that you might be interested in. I tell you, this is the way to get into camping. It's the easiest way other than tents. Yeah, the step on this is pretty great. That's a nice landing step there. Of course, fold out steps too, adjustable. And again, big bed ends, pretty easy to do. I like this. So are we going to trade in our RV for that one? No, we're past this. So what's the next iteration? Once you've already done your tent, now you're into the pop-up campers. Now you're into a high wall pop-up camper. You're into a hybrid. That's the next thing you move into is a hybrid. So 235S Roo. The Roos are right behind the Geo Pros. A hybrid, what is that? It's a travel trailer that has pop outs on the end, so that whenever you're traveling, you don't lose any of your floor space on this short box by a bedroom. So what that allows you is a nice big full living area. You have theater seating. You have a big dinette. You can opt, I'm sure, for some sort of a sofa that folds out, but I suggest the theater seating if you don't need that extra sleeping. Of course, again, this goes down to a bed if you want to do that. But look at all this space and your beds. Listen, if you get to the place and you don't need your bed for the night, don't put it out. You don't have to have this bed out. It can stay up. If you just want to take a nap in one of the recliners, you can do that if you're stopping for the night. So let's get some of the dimensions. Heidi's got them pulled up for us here. And that is 5,639 pounds unloaded, and you can carry 1,200 pounds. This is 24 foot 10 inch. So a 25 foot basically box when you tow down the road. Nice storage here. Pantry. Could be clothing hooks, but you have some food storage here. You have an actual true pantry to the left of, again, 12 volt compressor. Nice, huge. Heidi will be able to put all her canned goods in there easily. And again, I don't know how to describe this. This is just a step up from what you were doing with the pop-up camper. Linen storage, yes. And then your corner shower. I'm sure this is kind of a little bit elusive by the way it looks, but not a bad size. I mean, when you're in this kind of a smaller unit to save yourself on what kind of truck you need to have to go down the road, this is the way to do it. And again, if you don't need the extra bed, don't put this out. You don't have to put it out. It can stay folded up and closed. So a lot of pluses to hybrids. A lot of people don't know that. Just to let you know, a lot of people are still confused about this. Flagstaff, it's the exact same thing as Rockwood. There are slight differences to interiors and stuff like that, but not hardly any at all. So if you see anything that says Flagstaff, it can be had as a Rockwood or a Flagstaff model. So your classics are signatures, your super lights or ultralights, and your Geo Pros or E Pros, they're all essentially the same. So just wanted to let you know that's something that everybody gets confused on.